Hello and welcome to another Juju Stroll. Today, we open up on one Satoshi Naoki talking to his boss. Alright, I've got all the shit ready. We can do the progress report now. Good. I've been looking forward to seeing the results of how your training of this year's students has gone. Yeah, well, honestly, I think, all things considered, compared to the last few times, I did pretty good. I'd say I picked some good talent, and I trained them pretty well. So, I've got the progress report ready. Let's get to it. First off, starting at sheer power, the weakest would be Paku. Paku Pino doesn't really have much going for her, in all honesty, in raw strength. She acts more as support in most missions, according to the rest of her classmates. That being said, though, I I wouldn't say that she's particularly weak, just not suited for it as the main damage dealer for combat. Next up is Nagashima Kento. By all means, he should be one of the stronger students, but out of sheer mindset, I don't think he's gotten that far. Maybe one day, if he gets a good enough push, he might get higher on the ranks, but right now, no, I can't really put him that high in good faith. Next up is Kishin Hino. He isn't very strong physically, so he mostly relies on sneak attacks. That being said, I I can't really say anything that special about his curse technique. Overall, he's kind of just an okay fighter. I, I definitely think he could grow a bit, but still, not really the best right now. Next up is Yorozu Yuzuki. She makes up a good use of her curse technique, despite its high cost, but moving back to that high cost, it makes it so she's not able to do the main thing that she's supposed to do a lot of the time, so again, can't put her that high in good faith. From here, we get to the real powerhouses. Kusuri Hakase. His, his curse tool gives him a lot of wins in the Book of Sheer Power. That, that being said, I've yet to see him use it to its full extent, but I still think that it puts him pretty high up there. I could see him taking on some strong opponents and some large crowds if given the chance. That being said, it's time to get to the two monsters of this group. Senshi Onakagasu, it's okay, I know who you're talking about. No, I have to say it, I have to get it right, this is for my pride. Onakaga Suita. I did it. Yes, you did. Now continue. So, so then, I'd put him in at a strong second place for sheer power. He's definitely one of the stronger students. Reminds me a lot of me, which is probably the worst thing you can remind me of. I like to think he'll hopefully not make the same dumbass mistakes I did when he grows up. Alright. Overall, there isn't really much to say. He is very strong physically, despite not having a curse technique, and I could see him overcoming most foes. Not really, not really much else, just man is strong, all there is to it. I think if you remove curse energy from the equation, he'd probably be number one. Speaking of number one, Funisaka Ryoshi is a fucking monster. Is that offensive for him? I don't know if that's kind of offensive, Satoshi, but I'm not going to lie, that's kind of fucked up. That's, like, really fucked up. Runa would look down on you for that a lot. Well, good thing she's not here. Anyway, besides the fact that he's already begun absorbing some curses into his biology, according to the last mission report, he, he's overall just a great tactician and fighter. I'd say if he were to fight any of his other classmates, 9 out of 10 times, I'd say he wins. Alright, now it's time to get to the one that really matters. Yep, as Satoshi looks down at his notes and flips the page to potential. Once again, at dead last is Paku Pino. Oh, again, not a lot of physical power. No curse technique. Eh, Wise a lot on a CE trait. Mostly just support, not much I can say. Next up, even lower than last time, is Kishin Hino. Again, not really much growth I can see for his curse technique. It's kind of a all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail kind of technique. Just the one use. Maybe you could find some better uses for it at some point, but I honestly don't really see it happening. So overall, I'd put his potential the lowest. Next up is Senshiona Kagasuita. I know it's surprising, considering how high I put him on the power list, but again, no technique, so I don't really know how much room for growing he really has. I think he might peak kinda early, if I'm being honest. Next up, once again at number 4, Hirozu Yuzuki. I'd say that if she gets more cursed energy as time goes on and specs more into just having a giant storage of the shit, she could definitely be a major threat in the future for any of our enemies. Once again, at number 3, we have Kusuri Hakase. That, that curse tool has a lot of potential in it, and if he unlocks it, well, he's probably going to be one of the best students of the year. And at number 2, we have Funosaka Ryoshi. Again, like I said, he's a very strong person. A very, very strong person. Nice save. Shut up! He's gonna... Anyway, he's got a lot of growing to do, and his curse biology makes it very easy for that growing to happen. Overall, I'd say he'd probably overpower all of his classmates by the time he's done training, but there is one exception. One singular student that I think is gonna outgrow all of them. Nagashima Kento has more potential in his pinky finger than every single one of these students. And at that comment, Rada actually looks surprised. Really? By all means, he's amazing physically, and his technique is busted as all hell. And on top of that, he seems to have better cursed energy control than most of his classmates without even knowing cursed energy existed until a few months ago. It'd be kind of insane to not rate him this high. At this point, I honestly think he's just outgrown the sorcerer that incarnated into him. He's going to outgrow that entire class, if you ask me. All he needs is the right push. That being said, it's time to get the notes. Now, for my notes, the most important thing about being a sorcerer is mindset. And a lot of these kids have mindset problems. First off, Paku seems to believe that the sorcerer business is all about trying to save people and being a hero. That being said, no the fuck it ain't. We both know that. This is going to backfire on her one day, and it's kinda just a ticking time bomb that I don't know how to deal with right now. Next up, we have Nagashima. Again, just boundless potential right here, but he doesn't really seem that keen on harnessing it. If I can just find a way to make him interested in being a sorcerer, I think he'd genuinely just be the best of us. But I haven't, and he isn't, so gonna have to do a bit more work on that. Senshi... What do I say about Senshi? I honestly can't get a read on this kid. It's pretty clear that he's just doing this because he wants to fight people. But, I don't know. I feel like there's something deeper here that I'm just not grasping. Couldn't tell you what, though. Besides that, I think overall, as far as mindset goes, we did a pretty good job. This class is doing a pretty good job. And honestly, I think I'm already doing better teaching than those other two snobs. You aren't. The other two are already doing better. Oh, fuck off! And that's where we're gonna end today's Juju Stroll.